Welcome all. Today we are going to learn basic HTML. So you might be wondering what's HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext refers to the way in which web pages are linked together. Thus, the link available on a web page is called hypertext. Markup is what HTML tags do to text inside them. The markup tells the web browser how to display web pages' contents. In other words, HTML describes the structure of the web page inside and using markup. It allows you to create interactive web pages. It supports multimedia content like text, images, graphics, etc. So let's know something about the history of HTML. HTML was created by Tim Berners-Lee in late 1990, but HTML 2.0 was the first standard HTML specification published in 1995. HTML 4.01 was a major version of HTML and it was published in late 1999. Though HTML 4.0 version is widely used, but currently we are having HTML 5 version, which is an extension to HTML 4.01, and this version was published in 2012. So, what are the features of HTML? HTML is one of the most commonly used languages. It has gained popularity due to many features. So let's learn about the basic structure of an HTML document. So you might have noticed the structure of an HTML document consisting of some tags. HTML documents are the keywords in an HTML document that tell a web browser how to display the content on a web page. HTML tags are enclosed within angle brackets like this. So, like in angle brackets, So in angle brackets with the tag name inside them, they have the tag name inside them. So there are many examples for them like HTML and body. So there are other examples also like head, BR, HR. So you will learn about all these in the next videos. So for now, let's continue. So there are two main types of tags in HTML documents. Container tags or pair tags. These tags consist of an opening tag and a closing tag. For example, like I told you, HTML. So this is a container tag or pair tag. So it has a closing like this, having a slash inside it. And so this was one example. And now for the other type, empty tags or singular tags. The tags that have no companion tag means they include only opening tag. For example, like I told you earlier, BR, HR are both examples of these tags. So now let's move on. There are also elements in an HTML document. An element represents a complete structure of a tag, like an opening tag, a closing tag, and a content. For example, so let's take this. So you'll learn about this tag later in this video. So this is my element. So let's take the content like this, and to close it, it's a container tag like I told you earlier, a pair tag. So this complete thing is called an HTML element. So this is called an HTML element. There are two categories of the HTML elements too: block level elements and text level elements. So let's learn about block level elements. They include the tags for paragraph, like this is a paragraph tag. This is a paragraph tag which we'll learn about. Now for the text level elements. They are used for marking up bits of text, including inserting images, sounds, and so on. So some commonly used text level tags are italics. So italics is like this, and this is an empty tag. This is an empty tag. So now let's continue. So continuing with it, let's learn about attributes. So there are HTML attributes as well. An attribute is used to define the characteristics of an HTML element and is placed inside the element's opening tag. So you learn what's so let's take P. That means para. So like I want to make my text a center. So I'll do like this. And this will come inside the para and my text will come inside it, the paragraph. First, paragraph of the HTML document. Yeah, so as you know, it's a pad tag, so we will close it. So now let's move on creating an HTML document. So first of all, to create an HTML document, you put an angled bracket and an exclamation mark, continuing with writing dot type in capitalized format, and with it HTML in smaller case, and closing it with another angled bracket. Now you don't need to do anything with it and press an enter and write HTML with two angle brackets on sides. So I told you it's a container tag earlier. So now let's see. We have head, body, a head and a body. Just like that, HTML has it too. So now we are going to continue with the head. So head displays the thing like headings, title, subtitles, things like that. So I open a heading as it's a container tag. Now to continue with it, I want to write a title. So to a title is a thing that's displayed over here. Like I named my title my website.html. It has taken it by default. So I'll write my title. So let's write it. HTML document. Now to close it, title is also a container tag. So we'll close it like this. Yeah. So if you want an heading, you can write H1. But before that, I'll show you how it will display. But remember, it will not display because it's incomplete. Remember what I told you. HTML and head are container tags, so they need to be closed. So I'll close the head like this and HTML like this. Doc type HTML doesn't need to be closed. It remains like that. So I'll save my link. When you will click on save, it will display something like this. So You will never save it in TXT format. You need to save it in HTML format. For that, you need to write my website.html. I have named it my website. You need to write .html. Without this, it will be plain document. So I click on save. So you might be able to see that the title has changed to HTML document. So I was showing you how to write a heading. So there's many types of heading, subheading, and so on. So let's continue. I show you how to write a heading. So for heading, we write H1. That means heading 1. So let's keep our heading 1 basic HTML learning. And we're going to close it being a container tag. Now, if I want a subheading, so what am I going to do? Yeah, we are going to write H2, meaning heading 2. So let's make it heading 2 and what is HTML? What is HTML? So we are going to close it like this, as it is also a container tag. Now, this makes our heading complete. You can add numerous headings, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. It depends on you. It can go on like H3. And one more thing, you can use one heading 2 times. For that, maybe like I can use H1 2 times. So after that, I can also write it H1. So the basic difference is that in H1, the font is more bigger and bolder. But in H2, that means the subheading, it's a little bit smaller and not that bold. So again, if I want to write that bold and that big, so again I can write H1 and write the content I want to write. So this is my H1 and now let's see what's happened. So you might be able to see this is bold and this is the same bold as the basic HTML learning because they both are H1. But what is HTML? Is a little bit smaller and not much that bold because it's a subheading, that means H2. So our head is ready. Now time for the body. So body is also a container tag. So being a container tag, we need to start it and in body, what do you think can come? Paragraph, articles. Yes. So I told you earlier before about paragraphs. So paragraphs start like this and we can write what we know about it. So yeah, so we can do it like this. So maybe I can write the description of HTML. Yeah, so I've written till here and I'm continuing with it. So this is actually the definition of HTML. Yeah. So I earlier told you it's a container tag, so we need to close it. Now to look at the result. So Don't reload the page whatsoever without saving it. I'm saving it with the keyboard shortcut Control S because I've already saved it. So now let me reload it. So you might be able to see that it's come like a simple paragraph. So now, don't you think there's something missing in the coding? Yes, the body is not closed, but it's a container tag. So we need to close the body and it's all done. So you might be wondering, how did it work without closing the body? Well, it doesn't matter, but in larger amounts of coding, it does. It can ruin your whole coding because of just one tag missing. So, yeah, it will not change something, but yes, it will remain like. So, for now, only this. But 1 minute. So, you might be wondering, why haven't I written E1? Well, in paragraph, we don't write that. And if you want to write another paragraph, it is simply the start one. So, maybe I can write yeah. So, now let's reload the page and yes, the paragraph is still there, just a ditto of the upper one. Yeah, I'm not talking about the content, I'm talking about the format. So yeah, thank you for watching this video and subscribe us to receive notification of videos. We'll upload them daily and we'll continue with this. Thank you.